camera? Give me that! Didn't you read the sign? No flash photography. That's right, boys and girls. We got a lot in store for you today. Hey, fish for sale. Come get your goldfish right here.
Hey, mister, the fish you sold me is dead.
Get out of here, kid. You're bothering me.
How much does it cost to get in?
It's only $100.
Welcome to the 8th episode of the J&J podcast. My name is John.
And I'm Joe.
Welcome everybody to our 8th episode. And surprisingly, we have a very special guest today with us. He goes by the name of Chad Carmen. Chad, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Chad Carmen. I'm a producer / hip-hop artist. I've been doing it for about 10 years from Rochester, New York. And I just want to say what's up to everybody out there. And thanks for supporting this group. And these are cool people, man. These are real cool people.
Thank you, man. I was checking you out online, man. You have about over 1,300 YouTube channel, 1,300 YouTube views, right?
And yeah, I have about 50,000 views total. My subscriber list is subscriber list is about around 2,000 strong, and I got a small cult following, but we're making it through. And if it wasn't for the fans, I wouldn't even be here today. You know.
That's awesome, man. How long have you been doing the YouTube stuff?
Oh, the YouTube thing has been about 3 years. 3 years tops.
That's awesome, dude. I was watching your Creative Insanity music video the other day when Joe told me you wanted to be on the show, and I must say, it's really talented. It's awesome. Where'd you come up with the idea for that?
Oh, well, thank you for that. Actually, the thing that really inspired me is I was a really big fan of Young Frankenstein back in the day, and the old Frankenstein movies, just the whole idea of the mad scientist, and I wanted to kind of bring that to the hip-hop culture. And actually, if you guys want to look it up, it's www.youtube.com/ChadWicked1877, and or you can just look me up on the search bar, Chad Carmen Creative Insanity.
That's
so, yeah,
awesome.
Definitely, guys, check that out.
Yeah, totally, man. Now, what gave you the inspiration to start making YouTube videos?
Oh, well, the thing that mostly inspired me is I saw a lot of upcoming artists getting a lot of recognition that way, just in the music industry, not so much for the money, just to get their music out there. You know what I mean? Like you know what I hate to say, people like even Soulja Boy, Ill Bill. If you got a chance, check out Ill Bill, Immortal Technique. It's just like they were big before, but ever since YouTube took off, it's just it expounded that much more.
Totally, I get what you mean. But so you enjoy making the YouTube videos? Like you enjoy doing what you do?
Absolutely. No, it's definitely a passion, and I plan on doing it for as long as YouTube is still around.
That's awesome, man, dude. Yeah, I can see, man. You got tons of videos, man. You got 60
Chad,
videos.
Can I ask
69,
you a question?
that's correct.
Can I ask you a question, Chad?
Yeah.
I forgot what year it was. It might have been 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. I really don't remember. John would probably know better than I would. But how did you react as a person who loves YouTube when they said that they were going to shut down YouTube as a April Fool's prank?
Well, I mean, the fact that they were even planning on shutting down YouTube, at the time, I didn't reconcile or even know that it was going to be a prank. I took that very seriously, and I kind of freaked out for a second. I was like saving all my stuff to an extra hard drive and all this other stuff. It's like most of my stuff is just strictly the only copies I have are on that channel.
Now, Chad, I mean, I'm sure you put 110% into every video you make, but do you have a video in particular that you're like the most proud of, that you feel like you put the most work into, that you kind of like you show off, to somebody like a new person viewing your channel for the first time?
No, absolutely. You know what? I'm glad you asked that. Definitely the Creative Insanity video, which we already covered. And the only thing besides that is I'm actually working on a mockumentary with my brother, Chris Latone. It's called Rough Rhymers, Dukes of Hip Hop. It's worth the watch. It's a barrel of laughs.
That's awesome. Now, if you can describe Chad Carmen in 5 words, what would it be?
I would say that it's eccentricity, satire, humor, abstract, and unconventional.
That's awesome. Now, how long have you known Joseph for? How'd you guys meet? Let me know that story.
Actually, I've known Joseph for about, I would say, a semester and a half worth. So that would be about 6-7 months. And actually, the first time I met Joseph, he was getting rallied on by some of the people in the cafeteria, and I kind of was
Yes, I remember that
got.
story.
Yeah. We got into like a big debate, and it was great. It was absolutely worth it.
That's awesome, man. So how did this whole come up? Did Joseph like tell you about the show, or how did it all come out?
Oh yeah, well, what happened originally is that he brought up that you guys were doing a podcast. You guys were going for kind of like a more of like a Howard Stern feel, just keeping it real, keeping the message out there clear, talking about real journalism and kind of pointing out the different eccentricities of culture within itself. So I definitely wanted to be a part of that.
Yeah, awesome. And let me just say, you've been awesome the past few days just by talking to you. You're welcome back on the show anytime you want to come back on to promote. Just come back on whenever you want to, brother. And,
hey man, just respect, man.
Of course, and I'm hoping I can come out to Rochester real soon to meet you in person, man. You seem like a cool, straight up guy.
Definitely, man. Sounds like a plan.
That's awesome. So typically on the podcast, the first thing we do is, believe it or not, we say what we had for lunch. So Joe, what'd you have for lunch?
Well, I actually didn't eat lunch today because Elam holds once every 2 weeks we have room inspections. So my room was really dirty and I had to haul butt and get back to my room right after chapel, and I had to clean my room.
Chad, what about you?
Oh, I mean, like, I forgot what kind of mush we had today, but it was kind of like MRAs, if you ever had that, or MREs. I don't know which one in particular it is.
What is that?
Oh, it's just kind of like the canned food that you receive like when you're in the military and stuff like that. I mean, like, we get a lot of slop here, but a lot of the food, it's good quality. It's just like they kind of have it condensed and kind of like this mush,
I got you.
I'm joking, John. We actually do have real food here.
Oh, no, I don't know. And you guys have told me so many. Joe, you've told me so many stories about Elam. I'll believe anything at this point.
So, Chad, what you have to understand about John is he doesn't actually go away to college. He lives at home, like a little wuss. And you live like what, a half hour away from home, John?
Like a little. Okay. My college is 20 minutes away from my house. Okay, it would be stupid for me to spend $7,000 a semester just to dorm 20 minutes away from my house. I'm sorry, that's dumb.
So John doesn't actually know what college food is like. It's actually not that bad, John. It's a buffet.
I know what college food is like. They have a cafeteria at my school, Joseph. I know what college food.
Don't lie to me. How many times have you gone off campus for lunch and eaten pizza? You don't even have class until 10 o'clock. What are you talking about? Joe,
in 2 or 3 semesters ago, I had a schedule that was brutal. It was only Tuesdays and Thursdays, but it was from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. So trust me, I ate in that freaking cafeteria so many times. I know what college food is like. I know it's terrible. Okay.
Do you even call College of Staten Island a college?
Probably not.
So then how would you know what college food? Come up here for a disco day.
What's a disco day?
Hey, we have like a little bulb that goes and rotates around. Everybody just kind of goes on the dance floor a little bit. It lights up, and we just, go with the jam.
No, it's a day where people who want to check out the school can come for a little bit and check it out. So you should come. You should come, hang out with me and Chad. Right? We'll have a special, right? A live special. Bring Monopoly.
Yes. Believe it or not, Chad, Joseph was over my house. What was it, like 2 or 3 months ago? And, typically we play Call of Duty, a lot when he comes down here because Joe doesn't have an Xbox. But we played a round of Monopoly, and we both agree that that's much better than any Call of Duty game we've ever played because that game destroys friendships.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure.
That got real tense real quick, man. It started like a friendly game, and it ended up with both of us having a knife to the other's throat.
Exactly. I mean, when you just take someone's property, I mean, it's friendships get broken. Chad, do you play Monopoly?
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely have played my fair share of Monopoly back in the day, but it seems like a lot of people take it a little too seriously, especially near the end rounds. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally. When it's very clear who's going to win and who's going to lose. I mean, but sometimes that game can go on forever. I mean, I was just reading the other day that the world's largest Monopoly game, world's longest game recorded by the Guinness Book of World Records is 70 days nonstop. It just kept going. It just kept going on. Nobody wanted to trade or whatnot.
I have an idea, John and Chad, and I want to run this by you guys, but I want our fans to hear this, right? And I want the fans to email in and tell us what you think about this idea. So on the 1 year anniversary of the J&J show, I say we get all of the guest stars that will be on this show and have been on this show, starting with Chad, and we get them all together, and we have one live game of Monopoly with everybody that we've ever had on the show, and we see what happens. Who's left dead and who's left alive.
I love it. But Chad, by the way, you're our very first guest. We've never had a guest on the show before, so we're honored to have you. Yeah. You're the first person, man. Thank you for coming on, honestly.
Anytime, man. Glad to be here.
Oh, my God. So how's everyone's day going? What happened today?
Well, like I said, we had a room inspection, and that was a little tense. I have to actually meet with, I don't know what his official title is. I guess he would be like the disciplinary dude of Elam.
Discipline? What did you do?
Apparently, I don't know about this. Apparently, I missed too many chapels, which I don't think I have. How many did you miss? But I know I missed 3 altogether, but I've had legitimate excuses. So I got to check that out. And it's very nerve-wracking, right? Because it's not like you meet within the day you get the email, like you've missed too many chapels. You have to set up a meeting. So now I'm like sitting here and like waiting, like, oh my God, I'm going to die. Like,
Chad, how many chapels have you missed?
Oh, man. Last semester, maybe about like too many to count. I'm talking at least like 2-3 weeks worth of chapels. I slept in my room. I did everything you could imagine. It was just totally crazy, man. But this semester, I haven't missed one. I've been consecutively going to every chapel religiously, per se.
No pun intended. But so talk to me like an idiot. I don't go to a Bible college. What exactly happens in chapel? Is it just like mass, or I don't know.
Oh well, for the most part, the message that they do want to pertain and perceive is it's more of a modern view of the evangelicalistic side of Christianity and the theology involved. It's very in depth, and it's kind of like it's an in your face kind of approach. It's not so much the liturgy approach like you would have from like Catholicism or Orthodoxy, but more or less a more Pentecostal method.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Chad, by any chance, did Joe tell you about the 6-foot cross that's in my basement?
No, I haven't heard anything about that.
Oh, okay. This is an interesting story. So this was years ago. Joe, how long ago was this?
I think I was 16. Wait, what? The one in the first one we did, or the one that's in your basement, or the one that's in my garage?
No. There's the first one you made that was made out of the wood that's across the street, and then there was that time that we took the bus all the way down to Home Depot and then dragged the wood on the bus back. We made that really nice thick wood, and then we built the cross.
I think I was like 17, 18, something like that.
Okay, so we build this cross. First of all, we take the bus down to Home Depot because at this point, neither one of us have a license or a car. We take the bus all the way down to Home Depot, which is like all the way across the island. Picture now. I live in Staten Island. Have you been? Have you been to Staten Island?
No, I've been there. I've been to Long Island once, and I saw a lot of street performers and a lot of people out there doing their thing, especially on the subway.
Not Long Island, Staten Island.
Oh, Staten Island. No, I can't say I've ever been, brother.
Oh, well, we got to get you down here one day, get you some real New York pizza.
Definitely, man. Always down for the pie.
So we get the wood from Home Depot, and then we have to lug the wood back onto the bus, the local Staten Island bus. And this bus driver is not exactly too happy with us for doing this. And so we get these 3, it was 2 pieces of wood, these giant pieces of wood. It's a 6-foot cross. And we bring it all the way back to Joe's house. And him and his father together, because I don't know anything about power tools, they build this giant cross along with they screw in a wheel on the bottom so Joe can lug it, but all the weight's not on him. He's not like dragging it. He's not dragging the wood. It's resting on the wheel, so that way he can move it easily. And he moves it. And there's actually a video online of if you go on YouTube, type in "carrying the cross 17." There's a video of Joe going around Staten Island and with his cross. But the problem was Joe's father would not allow him to keep the cross in his basement.
Well, to be fair, my dad's basement's not exactly what I would say suited to hold such a cross. Like it's big as in wide, but it's not tall, right? And it's 6 feet crosses.
It's kind of like you, Joe. But so my parents were out at work, and I was like, "All right, let's do this." So we take the cross into my house, and we put it down in my basement.
And it stayed there for 2 years.
And
without anybody knowing about it.
Well, because we don't really use the basement too often. And then my father went down there once, and he's like, "What the hell is this cross doing down here?" And I kind of had to explain the story. He just comes downstairs, and there's this giant cross just right there. And I'm like, "Shut up, Dad! It's blessing the house." Okay, so believe it or not, we kept the cross, and it's still there. It's actually in the closet when we cleaned it all up. And so the cross is still in my house, and yeah, I wouldn't throw it away for anything, you know. Made sure we always had the room for it, you know. I truly believe it does bless the house in some way.
Hey, no, definitely. This sounds pretty cool, man. I mean, like, I would want a giant cross in my basement, that's for sure.
There you go. Now, in Elam, do you guys have a lot of room inside your dorms?
Oh yeah. I mean, like, we got a pretty good setup here. I mean, like, we've got maybe about 150, 200 students, and the way that they have everything set up and proportioned, it's pretty decent living.
Okay,
and
that's
like
good.
It depends on your room. Like my room last semester was mad small, like mad teeny, but my room this semester is big. Like I got a lot of room here.
Oh, by the way, I didn't say what I had for lunch, Joe. I went down to your uncle's diner.
Oh,
and,
cool.
Chad, did you know Joe's uncle is like the diner king of Staten Island?
I didn't have a clue, but I guess I know now.
Neither did I. We've been friends now for 8 or 9 years, and it was only like the past 2 times he came down here. He mentioned, he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, my uncle owns like 10 diners on Staten Island. We can just go and eat there for free." And I was like, he never brought this up ever. He's owned it for years.
Here's what you have to understand. Okay, first of all, my uncle only owns 1 diner on Staten Island. What the hell is that? That is a B, and I'm out of here.
All right, well, Joe's out, everyone. All right, well, just me and Chad.
No, I didn't die.
Okay, guys, you can't see this, but Joe's attempting to kill a bee right now. We're gonna keep that. We're gonna like EDM remix that. It's a bee.
Okay, as I was saying, so my
Chad,
one diner.
Chad, if I send you that soundbite, do you think you can make something out of it?
Oh yeah, no, I'll definitely remix it. Put some trap music in there. You got it.
Joe, that is absolutely going to happen. I will absolutely send you that as soon as this podcast is over. My God. So did you kill it?
I did kill it.
No.
I did kill it.
Joseph killed it, man.
Oh, bravo. I'm so proud of you.
So anyway, as I was saying, my uncle only owns 1 diner, and what happened was I didn't want him to feel like I was mooching off of him, but I actually lived with him over the summer, and my aunt, he was like, "Oh, come over anytime, you know, and bring any friends that you have, right? It'll be good publicity, right?" And so then John came over, and he basically became my uncle's best customer.
Yeah, I go there. I go there all the time now. I mean, it's not too far away from my house, and occasionally he gives me a discount. You know, so F it. You know, and they make some amazing marinara sauce. Honestly.
Oh yeah. And he's not even Italian.
Yeah, what is he? Greek?
He is fully Greek, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, all diners are owned by Greeks. Yeah, fair enough.
Well, his dad owns diners, so.
And now, Chad, have you been down to New York City?
Yeah, I've definitely been to New York a few times. I've been to Manhattan. Actually, I did do a small couple of recordings with a group called the Bubble Geese, which have made themselves a bit of a name there in Manhattan, as well as a few other people. Yeah.
All right, that's cool. So, I recently made a trip up to Rochester last year. How would you compare living life in Rochester compared to what you saw life was in New York City?
Well, definitely. Like from New York, it just felt like it really is the city that never sleeps. There was people constantly on the street, no matter what time of day, time of night. It could be 3 a.m. The streets are packed. You know. And that I mean, like that kind of attitude and work ethic, I really did respect and appreciate. But I kind of like I'm a Rochesterian at heart. I really like the way things are set up here.
Okay, so if given the opportunity, you wouldn't want to live in a busy city like Manhattan.
Well, I mean, like if the opportunity arose, I think it'd be nice to visit. But my hometown definitely. I mean, like born and raised is definitely Rochester, New York.
Okay, so you're proud to live in Rochester.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, now Joe, would you come back to Staten Island if given the opportunity?
Staten Island, probably not, but New York City, maybe.
Well, okay, so like Brooklyn.
Maybe Brooklyn, maybe Queens, something like that.
Okay, all right, fair enough. All right, I mean, so I visited Rochester, and
now wait a second. I want to tell this story. Wait. This is beautiful. This is so great, right? So John doesn't leave the island very often, right?
Well, you know, I go to Jersey.
That doesn't count, right? Jersey is like it's like the redheaded stepchild of like America. No one really pays attention to it, so it doesn't count, right? But so what happens is, right? So we get there, and we're driving. My stepdad's driving. I'm not driving. John's not driving. He says, "You have to picture it. He's scared, right? Like fear creeps." There's no lights here. That's right, John. There are no street lights. Oh my God, is that a cow? Yes, John. It's a farm. Like, right? And then he's driving, right? And we're driving past the farm that's near my house because I don't actually live in Rochester anymore. I live in Fairport. So we're driving near the farm that's near my house, and he's like, "Oh my God, they're gonna go out in the street. I'm gonna hit them." I'm like, "John, they're behind a fence."
I had never seen a cow before. I was like amazed. I was like, I didn't know farms still existed.
Wait for John to get comfortable behind the wheel of the car, right? I just wait for him to get behind, like quiet and comfortable and all this other stuff. And as soon as he's finally getting into it, I scream, "Puppy! John, it's a puppy!"
Yeah, as I'm backing out, he screams out, "John, look out! There's a puppy!" And I'm like. And you woke me up one morning. I was sleeping. It was like 5 a.m. You went into my room and you were like, "John, it's a puppy."
Oh my gosh. Hey, I gotta take a whiz. I'll be right back, dudes.
No worries, bud.
So, John.
Yeah.
Talk to me, buddy. What's been up with you?
All right, man. You all good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So, where were we?
We were talking about.
We were talking about me in Rochester and the puppy. There you go.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Joe just knew how to. We like to screw with each other, honestly. But I thought it was really interesting going up to Rochester. I definitely I didn't know what to expect. I was expecting, honestly, more of what I'm used to. You know, there's 10 street lamps on a block, you know. I was used to that. And so when I'm driving, like there was none. And it's like it's just very common that everyone just kind of drives with their high beams on. Like I didn't know. I was completely dumbfounded. I did not think.
Tell Chad about the pizza.
Oh God, the pizza's awful there. Oh my God. That pizza's awful. I mean, it's really, how do you eat that stuff? I mean, oh my God. Oh my God, and the bagel. Oh my God. So I'm very used to in New York. I go into a bagel shop, I tell them what I want, and then magically it appears in my hand about 5 minutes later.
And then you pay for it.
Correct. Well, if you're a real New Yorker, you'll steal it, but that's another time.
Yeah.
But so I go into the bagel/pizza shop because apparently those are things out in Rochester, places that make both bagels and pizza. And so what I like on my bagel, if I'm having like a fat day, I'd like.
If you're having a fat day, John, you're always having a fat day.
No, I haven't had this in forever. So a plain bagel toasted with bacon and mozzarella cheese. Out here, that's nothing crazy. That's nothing crazy. You can just get that.
Go into any deli or any shop and you can get it pretty easy.
They will just make whatever you want. And so I tell them I want that. And they literally say to me, like, "Oh, wow." They're like, "That sounds good." He's like, "But I wouldn't even know what to charge you for that." I was like, "What? What? What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, my guy charges me about $5.50. So I'm like, "How's that?" He's like, yeah, man, I don't know. That's too complicated for us. I don't think we could do that. So like, all right. I'm like, okay. I'm like, how about just a plain bagel toasted with butter? Sounds simple enough, right? They make me make it. They were
And
like,
then
all
you
right.
pay for it.
They're like, go get your bagel. And I'm like, what? Like, yeah, go get your bagel. And I'm like, okay. And then they take out the toaster. They take out a toaster from the back and plug it in. They're like, toast it. I'm like, oh, well, first they gave me the knife to cut it in half. And I was like, what? I was like, what? I'm like, okay. And then they toast it. You know, they make me toast it, and then they take out the tub of butter and they make butter your bagel, bro. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what am I paying you for then? I'm like, what? I'm doing all the work, and then they charge me for it, and it was ridiculous, and I couldn't believe it because where I live, I just say what I want, they make it, and that's it.
Yeah.
You're done.
But to be fair, you do pay extra money in New York City. It is not
Right,
the same price.
They do pay, but I wouldn't mind paying a premium to get what I want. They couldn't even make me what I want.
You
That's
know,
only because
did I ever tell you about the first time I tried to order a bagel?
I don't think so.
Oh, get this right. So I moved to Rochester about, I want to say, 5 years ago, John? Give or take 5 years.
Something like that, yeah.
And so I walk into this deli, right? And I'm like, hey, you know, can I get a hero, right? With chicken hero, with cheese, right? And hot sauce, right? And they are like, you're not from here, are you?
Yeah.
No. And they were like, the first thing that gave it away was you said hero and not sub. And they're like, we're sorry. We're sorry, we don't do subs here. And I'm like, but it's a deli. Right. And they're like, yeah, we know. I was like, okay, can I get bagels? Right. And they're like, we have a pack of frozen bagels you can buy.
Oh my God, frozen bagels?
Frozen
What?
bagels. So like, all right, just forget it. Can I get a roll with butter? And they're like, we don't know, basically the same thing you got told. We wouldn't know what to charge you for that. I'm like, just take the roll, cut it, put butter on it, give it to me, and I'll give you what you asked for as long as it's reasonable. So they charged me 99 cents for it.
Oh, that's great. That's a great price.
It is a great price, but it was a crappy roll.
You know, I've never actually been to a bagel shop. I've never actually been to a place where they sold specifically bagels for my own commodity, if that's even a word. It's like, the thing is, like, I've always gone to the grocery store, bought my own bagels, and then like toasted them, and that was it. Like, so I can't even share like the awesomeness of this experience with you guys.
So
It wasn't awesome for us.
So Chad, when you hear about me having to just go into a bagel shop and just put whatever I want, put any meat I want, any cheese I want, does that sound good to you? Do you wish that's something you had up there?
Yes, I wish upon a star that something like that would be this way.
Speaking about stars, that was another thing I couldn't believe about Rochester. You can see the stars there. I'm like, but I can't see them at all here. There's
True. I
nothing.
remember I first came here and I was like, oh my goodness, I can see the stars. And someone was like, you can't see the stars. I was like, these are stars. And then I moved to Fairport where it's like farmland and everything. I was like, oh my God, I can see the stars.
So, Chad, if Rochester gave you the opportunity, what would you put on your bagel? Like, just go nuts. What would you put on?
Definitely some Parmesan, some freaking pepperoni. Oh man, it's at the tip of my tongue. It's a special spice that you only crap. Forgot the name of it. It's like spice you put on-
Chipotle sauce or barbecue sauce?
No, it's like a spice.
The crushed.
is that the one with?
the crushed.
Is
red
that the one with the rooster on the label?
No, it's not the root. No, it's not a sauce. It's like a spice. It's like a seasoning.
It's the crushed red peppers.
No. It's like a pepper.
What color
kind
is
of thing? Is it's
It's like red and orange.
No. It's like it's a seasoning. I don't know how to put it. Never mind. It's like just like the whole pizza ordeal would be great for a bagel. Pizza bagels. Actually, if they sold those in like a box of 50 that you could use in the microwave, that would be great. If they did that.
But see, it's funny when you say like, oh, just buy bagels in a pack of 50 and bring in a microwave. Like to us over here, like that doesn't sound right. Like, no, you don't.
But it's a thing up here. You can do it up here.
Oh, I know you can even do it down here, but it's just not as common.
So
my!
John, next time we see each other, and hopefully I'll be 40 pounds lighter. I'm on a diet, so hopefully I'll lose a lot of weight. Next time I see you, I actually want to try something.
What did you want to try?
I want just a little bit of what he's suggesting. Put some mozzarella cheese, some pepperoni, some hot sauce, and
Pepperoni.
and
You gotta
some-
say it right.
some dried peppers on a bagel, on an everything bagel.
All right, that sounds good. Chad, do you think there's any way we can get you down here in Staten Island?
Yes, definitely. I mean, like, technically everywhere is walking distance if you have the time, but I currently don't. So
Oh,
maybe a train, bus ticket. That'd be cool.
now, Chad, what are you going to Elam Bible College to study? What are you hoping to be in the next 20 years?
Well, personally, I want to be able to have kind of like an outreach ministry of sorts.
Okay.
I want to be able to preach to people who haven't heard the gospel, who haven't had a chance to hear the message of Christ. And without
Okay.
getting like too reverend on you, it's just that's pretty much that's it in a nutshell. I feel like this place has really given me the opportunity to fulfill that need.
Okay, that's great. That's awesome, bro. I'm really happy to hear that for you. I really hope it works out for you. How long till you graduate?
It's
Approximately.
going to be approximately between somewhere of 365 days and then that times 2.
Oh, okay, so 2 years.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right,
Depending what
guys.
yeah.
Now, Joe, do you think we have time to talk about a topic?
Yeah, I got a little bit of time. We can dig it. I can dig it.
Oh,
Oregano.
Okay.
That's it. Oregano.
oregano. Okay, yeah, perfect. Yeah, we put oregano on our pizza all the time here. By the way, Chad, when you come down here, I don't. They probably don't have it up in Rochester, but they have this amazing thing. Do you like Sicilian pizza?
Yes.
Okay, that's like the thick crust square pizza, and so we have a thing out here called an L&B pie. Have you ever heard of it?
No, but it sounds legendary.
So the L&B pie is actually the typical pizza is cheese, sauce, then crust. But an L&B pie is the opposite. It's sauce, cheese, then crust, which, believe it or not, actually gives it a completely different flavor. And honestly, I think it's better than regular pizza. And
It's kind of like right Twix versus left Twix.
yeah, but left Twix versus right Twix, it's still the same bar. But this pizza actually it's the same thing, just in a different order, and that different order actually gives it a different taste to it. So it's something for you to By the way, do you prefer the left Twix or the right Twix?
Oh, right Twix all the way. Definitely
Joe?
right wing.
Joe?
I didn't actually know there was a difference until the commercial came out.
Yeah, there's a difference between the left Twix and the right Twix. They're made in separate factories. Like you
I mean, I'll be honest with you. If it's sweet and it looks like Twix and it says Twix on it, I don't care what factory it's made.
Without getting too political here, actually, I think the same kind of analogy could be used for the Democratic and the Republican Party.
Really? Now, if you don't want to get too political, I understand. But Chad, who are you voting for?
Oh, currently? Oh, don't want to get too political. Let's just, who are you voting for? Let's see. Actually, I was going for Rand Paul. I'm not gonna lie. I really had a lot of hope in him, but and I was kind of skeptical about Trump for a while because I felt like he was a plant from the Democratic Party because he was like in the Democratic Party for so long and he donated so much millions of thousands of hundreds of billions of gazillions to the Clinton Foundation. But from what he's shown forth so far, I actually think that Trump is probably the best bet that we have right now for the Republican Party. Anyways,
so as of right now, you're voting for Trump.
As of currently, yes, unless Carson is able to step up his game, but he's been talking about leaving the race. If I had to choose between Carson and Trump, I would definitely pick Carson, but he's he's flaky. He's like a leaf in the wind.
Right, well, actually, about 4 days ago, Carson dropped out.
Oh,
you know.
you see, I'm not even up to date with that. You see, okay, well, then it's Trump all the way.
Yeah, I'm sorry to break it to you,
I
man.
know we agreed to not get political, but screw it. All right. Listen. Okay. I look at our candidates and I realize something. We are that god awful stupid. Okay? When we have to decide between Bernie Sanders, who's a socialist, Hillary Clinton, and Donald Trump, we've got mad issues, okay?
Clinton, you don't even need an explanation. You already know that she's like a hardcore gangster criminal. Like you just say Clinton and it's already there.
Did you see
There
that?
you
Did
go.
you see the video of all the lies that Hillary Clinton told compiled together?
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, but I bet you $100 it's more than 50.
It was way more than 50. It was great. She was like, when we got to this and this airport, we were under fire. And then it showed the actual video and she was greeted. And like, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. She was like, I am a firm believer that marriage between a man and a woman. And then a few months ago, she was like, I support our gay marriage. I mean, she's just, I mean,
all over the place.
I guess
Flip flopping. Oh,
Well, I gotta say, the funniest thing Donald Trump ever tweeted out was, "Why should we let Hillary become president? If she couldn't please her own husband, why do you think she can please America?"
it's. I mean,
honestly, I heard this that actually Bill Clinton actually left a message on Trump's phone there before the elections before the campaigning really started, saying, "Hey, you should really run for the Republican Party." Honestly, I think the reason that he did that is because he knew, oh crap, Hillary, my wife, is going to be running for president, and wouldn't that make him the first husband? What kind of crap is that? I mean, you imagine how humiliating that would be to be like, you know what I mean? Not only that, with everything else that went down. So I think the whole reason he did that was to try to run his own wife out of the race because he probably hates her guts.
Now, Chad, have you ever heard of a man named Vermin Supreme?
Vermin Supreme? No, but he sounds like. I don't know. I don't even know what to think of that. What is that? Is that satirical or?
Vermin Supreme is a presidential candidate. He's actually on the primary ballot in New Hampshire. Obviously, he
did on his head, right?
Yes,
Yes.
I love that guy.
Free ponies, man. Free freaking ponies.
today, Vernon Supreme. Tomorrow, Donald Trump.
Oh man! All right, Joe. You said you have to wrap this up in 5 minutes.
Yeah, we got like 5 minutes.
All right, dude, Jed, I'm so sorry about this. Blame him. In fact, can you just smack him across the face for me? Just once.
You think you need $2? What? Yeah.
Dude, okay, it's all settled.
Can you just slap him for me?
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
That was like I don't know what that was, but it was cool.
Alrighty. All right. Let's just wrap this up because somebody has to go.
John, you don't go to Elam, okay? And you're not in your second year. You don't understand what happens, all right? I have 7 classes.
I'm in my second year. What are you talking about?
No. You don't go to Elam, and you're not, and Chad's not in his second year, okay? Bro, you don't understand how much crap the sophomores have to do. So much crap.
Okay, Chad, you're a freshman or you're a junior?
I am a freshman by a little bit. It's like after that, kaput.
So Chad, the way we close every episode is we kind of reflect back on the podcast and we decide what should the title of this episode be. And as our guest, we'll let you decide whatever it is you want. We'll make it the title of the podcast.
All right, man. Got to keep the creativity flowing, right?
Of course, yeah. So, you have a name? You have a name, a title for this podcast, whatever you want it to be. We'll make the title of this show.
All right.
What would you like it to be?
You know what? Why don't we go with bagel shops and cow stories?
Bagel shops and cow stories. I love it.
Yes.
Let's do it. Bagel shops and cow stories featuring Chad Carman.
Yeah.
Now, Chad, after this podcast, how can people get in touch with you if they want to watch your stuff, if they want to listen to you? What can people do to go online and just find everything you have to offer?
That's an excellent question. Currently, if you were to go on YouTube and go right to the search bar, just the regular search bar, you type in Chad Carman, Carman. I am literally the only thing that pops up. So you could definitely find any of my music that way. Or if you're more on one of the more tech-savvy, technical kind of nitty-gritty geeks like me, the URL is www.youtube.com/CHADWICKED1877. So you can definitely find me that way.
And John, could we post a link with our podcast?
Absolutely. A link to Chad's YouTube will.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll give it a shout out. Absolutely. And if you're on Chad's YouTube channel and you're listening to us, please subscribe
Oh
to
yeah,
us.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
And subscribe to him because we're just all like, we're 3 piles of awesome right now.
Absolutely.
Let me just say one more thing to all my fans out there that are listening. Please do not hesitate to subscribe to this channel. These are really good guys. They got a good thing going, and they're heading in a good direction that I definitely fully promote and want to be a part of. So definitely link up, get on this page. It's J&J Podcast. Don't forget it.
Thank you so much, man. Guys, if you go into the description of this episode's podcast, you'll find a link to Chad's YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe to him. He's an awesome guy, honestly. And he makes some really cool, really amazing creative content that I haven't seen from any other YouTube currently producing content right now, honestly. Chad, dude, thank you so much for being on the show, man. You have been an awesome guest. You're more than welcome to come back at literally any time you want. Anytime.
I sincerely appreciate it, and thank you for having me on the show. You guys are freaking awesome. Keep up the good work. God bless.
Thank you, guys, man. Peace out, Cub Scout.
Peace
out.
Cub Scout.
Chad Carmen.
Hey.
The lyric Lawson is freaking setting everything on fire. I gotta call the fire department.
I wanna take a plane, fly off like Cuba. Rocket a bulletproof vest like Rumba. Grab Castro while his beer pouch drive. Head through a desk like Ooh-ah. Beating up the subjects when I get on the chorus. We all in infectious, minus bigger forces. When I get quick with the chorus.
I get gnarly.
Wipe.
We get gnarly. Everything's gnarly. So gnarly. Just gnarly. No, we're gnarly. Get gnarly.
No.
Yeah, I'm gnarly. Rock, get a backpack first.